Thaddeus Curry Productions presents The Gunman, Part 2, Enter Hell's Gate. This one starts pretty soon after the original chapter of this series. Two brothers who thought they could get away with the evil they had done, along with the rest of their family before them, unchecked, an evil that had spread through generation after generation. They being the only two left. They thought they would escape justice. They thought they would escape vengeance. They found out wrong. I present to you The Gunman, Part 2. The town of Hell's Gate was a very troubled place, to say the least. In California, near the border, the town had been built up in response to the gold rush in the Old West. Unfortunately, many prospectors had had a very bad set of luck. It had started out pretty daggone good, to say the least. Very well, actually. However, that was until, well, first off, the town started to have problems. Mainly the gold dried up. No matter how much mining they did, they couldn't find anything. Not even fool's gold or lead. So needless to say, most of the townsfolk began to leave. There was no use staying in a place that had no future, or was as good as dead. For the few that decided to stay, they tried to make a life for themselves. That was until the Gunthers came. A family from Germany. The rumors were they had been wanted for crimes in that country, and they'd been fleeing the authorities, and they'd come here. That's when the disappearances began. At first, it was simply maybe, Chinamen here or there that had settled here to try to make a life for themselves. Or maybe, the occasional Mexican they came across, but it began to get really bad. Townspeople themselves began to vanish. There were rumors of big, brawny men coming in the night, taking entire families away. The only thing that would be left in these places of carnage, of course, a lot of blood, signs of a struggle, violence. At times, even a body part or two. One such trophy that had been left, or memento, I should say, had been a severed head of a young girl. That was the killing blow for the town. It was no longer known as Hill's Gate, but Hell's Gate. A very apt name for this cursed place. So one by one, the townspeople fled for better pastures, so to speak. And only the Gunthers remained. They lived off the land as well as any unfortunate traveler that had stepped foot in this town, this evil place. There are only two left now. Violence and disease had taken the rest of the clan. But the two brothers, known as Sam and Gabriel, stayed here, and they made this place their home. They would not leave. This was the home of their family, where they would continue their line. They simply had to find the right woman, who most likely would be very unwilling in the participation. Leave it at that. The two brothers remembered well what their mama had said, as well as their pa. We will never lack for anything again in this new land. And this had proven true. Through acts of robbery, murder, worse, and of course cannibalism, these words held true. And now we look upon the brothers. The youngest, Gabriel, was known as the Butcher. His entire family had called him this, for good reason. He was very good with the tools of his trade. His elder brother walked in to their home. He looked to his younger brother and asked, "What we got here?" "You're gonna love this one, Sammy. Put up one hell of a fight, though. Tough-looking bastard." "Yeah, tell me about it," he said. A small, powerfully built man lay on the slab before them in this horrific shop they'd set up to take human life. It was easy enough. One could whack in the head, and that was enough to take care of the problem. Good to know, Sam said. Weird kind of clothing he's got here. I mean, nothing too strange, but take a look at that belt buckle right there. Yeah, I know, right? On the belt buckle were two letters, A and C. They cut the man's shirt off. Checked for a pulse. Well, I think I got him. Fair enough. Think he'll definitely be able to fill us up for a good day or two. What about that girl? Annie? She was a good screamer, but wasn't able to do much. You fucking killed her, that's what you're saying? What do you expect me to do? I was bored. We have to continue our line, Gabe. You know this. Well, we'll talk about that later. Help me take this guy's pants off. I mean, come on, this guy's gonna be good eating. Hold on. Something ain't right. I mean, don't get me wrong, you probably might have killed him, but, with that good hit you got on him, but something just ain't right, Sam said. Oh, come off it, Gabriel said angrily. He began sharpening his tools. Take a look at this, he said. The man wore mirrored shades, the seemingly dead man on the slab. He took off the shades for the glasses. Jesus H. Christ! What? This man ain't got no fucking eyeballs, man. I'm telling you, we got a problem here. This man ain't got no damn eyes. They were looking into seemingly open and very empty and black sockets. This ain't good, man. You do what you want to, little brother, but I ain't fucking with this. Come off it. I guess he's blind or something. Right. And how the hell did he get here? Well, he was on horseback, like I said. Flagged him down, asked him if he was wanting help. He said, yeah, and I told him, come on in town and, make sure his horse had some good water and food, and same for him. And I whacked him upside the head with, this, he said, holding up a large truncheon. You're a fucking idiot. Ain't no damn blind man gonna be riding around on a horse in the middle of nowhere out here. Get rid of him. Take a look at this, he said, smirking lightly. Gabriel, that is. What? Sam asked. Take a look at his pea shooter. I ain't never seen anything like this before. Look at the size of that damn thing. Well, maybe we can use it, but the way I see it, I think you should put two in his head with that gun, and we need to bury this thing. This ain't normal. Fuck it, here's a chicken shit, he said, reaching for the gun that was still in the man's holster. It was then that a cold hand leapt forth, grabbing Gabriel's wrist in a grip of steel. He said, brother, come on, help me, man, help me! Sam began with trembling hands, reached for his own gun. Unfortunately, it was too late. In his panic, Gabriel the butcher had dropped his cleaver. The eyeless man caught it, and with a vicious slash through the air, he threw the cleaver straight into Sam's throat. The man gurgled, and at this moment he had been able to pull his own gun. He fired it, literally missing his target as he clawed at his throat, and then fell, bleeding out, dying within a matter of seconds. Gabriel screamed in horror and pain as the man known as Adam Cervantes shot him point blank with that pistol which had been nearly taken away from him by Gabriel's hand in the guts. The man fell on his behind, looking to the massive hole in his stomach. What the? Her name was Annie. That's right. I heard her calling to me in this damn town. Both of you. The two of you enjoyed her, didn't you? You spent a long time with her. Well, guess what? Her soul called to me. And that's why I'm here. It's pretty easy enough to trick you two idiots. How many people have you killed here? At least 2, 3 dozen, if not more. I have to tell you this, my friend. Your filthy clan dies tonight. Go to hell. Gabriel tried to answer back as bravely as he could, but he failed, coughing up more blood as he felt his life slowly begin to fade as he looked into the man's hollow, black eyes. Adam Cervantes smirked. Don't worry. You'll be seeing your parents in hell soon enough, I promise you. That's where they are. I sense them there, screaming, burning. I promise you, they'll be the guide to take you by the hands, both of you. And with this, Gabriel tried to spit at the man's feet, but he was too weak. He choked on his own blood, and he died. Adam very calmly holstered his gun. He looked in disgust to the two corpses. He very calmly looked around. He found the kerosene. It was easy enough. He poured it over both bodies. But there was something else he had to do first. He walked down into their basement, and he saw her. And with this, he could actually see her spirit. Are you the man come to take me home, mister? Adam smiled sadly, and he nodded. The ethereal presence of the young girl, woman actually, smiled lightly, and with this Adam spoke. It's okay. The light's calling to you. You can go, be with those you love. I've taken care of the bad men. They won't be coming back. The apparition smiled softly and vanished. Of course, there lay the corpse of the woman. Adam very calmly picked her up. He made sure he buried her as best he could. And with this, he burned that horrible place to the ground, the entire town, aptly named Hell's Gate. And with this, he got on his horse and rode off. Once more, vengeance had been served, and the Gunther clan had faced the wrath of the Gunman.